It's a pleasure to introduce someone who has dedicated her life to empowering families and children. Her tireless commitment has impacted so many lives. With a wealth of experience as a parent, educator, and mentor, she has supported ministerial spouses and women within the Central Philippine Union Conference of the Seventh day Adventist Church. Born and raised in Midsayap, North Cotabato, she pursued her dream of becoming a teacher at Mountain View College in Valencia, Bukidnon. She served as a departmental director for women, family, children, music, and the Ministerial Spouses Association, a role she held until her retirement in 2021. She is married to Pastor Agapito Catane, and together, they are proud parents of three nurses, all residing in the United States and the United Kingdom. She is also a loving grandmother of three. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Glenda Catane.
Good evening, everyone. Maayong gabi sa tanan. Are you happy to be here tonight? Okay, we thank the Lord for giving us this opportunity. And it is with great delight for us to be with you. And I know this will be days or nights of enrichment for both our family and for our spiritual life. Surely we thank those organizers who made these things into reality. We all know, brethren, we all know, friends, that a family is God's greatest gift to all human beings. Can you imagine your life without a family? A person without a family and its love is never complete and happy. Is this correct? A person without a family is never complete and happy. Caring for families is a very important need today. We are all aware what is happening around us, that families nowadays are being attacked. They are attacked from without and within. Nasa sulod, sa gawas, there are attacks. Families are in trouble. That's why we need to nurture our families. And we need to what? We need to follow, or we need to have instructions. Remember that while God is serious about our families, He loves our families, Satan also is very serious about our families. He wants to destroy God's plan for us to be happy with our families and to be happy with the people around us. So tonight, we will be dealing with a very short time that we have. We will be dealing about family fault lines. Now, I have this title because fault line is associated with what? Fault line is associated with what? Cracks. What else? Fractures, damages because of earthquake. Okay? Are there earthquakes in our families? Nabay mga earthquake ang atong mga families? Families too have fault lines, which means we have what? Weaknesses. We have flaws. We have shortcomings. And there is no such thing as a perfect family, because there are no perfect persons today. So without proper attention, that's why we are here, because without proper attention, these fault lines can grow deeper and eventually lead to lasting damages. So look at this picture now. This is our families will be will be healthy. It says here family wellness. If we look into these different areas of our family, there's family appreciation. Are we practicing this in our homes? There is that family time. How much time do we spend for our family? Family spirituality. How's the spirituality at home? Because everything starts with spiritual things. Differences, yes. In our homes, in our families, we have different what? we have differences. Family communication. How do we communicate in our homes? Family health, intimacy. How close are we to each other? There are couples who live for 20 years, 30 years, and yet they're not close with each other. They're not intimate. Financial stability. This is very important, of course. Parenting. There are parenting inadequacies because of so many reasons. Daghan ta nga mga rason why we have parenting inadequacies. We have family crisis that we need to to see and know how we can cope with this. Family commitment. How committed are we in our responsibilities at home? And there are other factors that may affect our families. Now look at this. It says here, fault line number 1. What is it? Business. Are you all victims of business? Yes. It says here, if we love money and the inanimate things money can buy, we are emotionally necrophiliacs. We love dead things. Yes, we love to buy things, dead things. We need to love, but it says here, we need to love our families, not money, not material things. Yes, we need money, but we have to love our families more. Let's look at this principle of time. Why do we need to look at this at a very serious matter? Principle of time, it says here, time builds relationship. The more time you spend together, the closer will be the relationship. Kung inyong mahinumduman, pag pangulitaw pa lang, you want to spend time with each other. Diba? Gusto ginato magsigo-uban-uban. But pag minyo na, wala na time. So it says here, the more time you spend together, the closer will be the relationship. Now look at this. For children, love is spelled what? T-I-M-E. That's how they understand love. Sige kag ingon nga love, pero you don't have time with them. How will they understand it? It says here, it's not enough to just be there. Give them your full attention. Many times, when they come to us, we don't give them the full attention. Or, gatrabaho ta, ga-istorya sila, or maingon ta nga, sige, trabaho la, istorya lang dong, istorya, or maybe your husband, and then you do something else. The more time with your children, the more influence you can make. You can influence them to the values that you want them to have. Another one is, be available for magic moments. Now watch for this. These are the times when you are with them together, when you are happy with them, and suddenly your child wants to talk to you. Your time and emotional involvement in their lives are priceless. So parents, when they come to you and say about their private things, then you have to what? Magic moments are not always there. Parents, you must grab when they come. I remember my daughter when she was in high school. One time we were in a room and we were so relaxed, and he said, "You know what, ma? Kabalo ka, ma? Nay nangulitaw na ako, nay na-crush na ako." And she was trying to observe ug unsa nga akong reaction. I said, "Ha? Nay nakagusto nimo? Oy kanindot ana, oy, inago lipay kaaygo. That means you're beautiful." Some people are attracted to you, and she started to feel relaxed and told me about the beautiful things that are happening in school. Then another one is under the principle of time is parents. Dili biya na sala sa mga bata. No? Kung dili ninyo, ihatag ang inyong tanan nga time for them. But it says here, today's kids are more influenced by their classmates, teachers, media, than by their own parents. Is this correct? Is this right? Children now are what? More influenced by their classmates. Kabalo mo? Nga usahay, di gani sila mutuo nato. Mas mutuo sila sa ilang teacher. They will say, my teacher said this, or my friend said this. One time, my daughter, I was trying to check. Ingon siya, Ma, ko this is the, mauni, unta. Ingon siya, no. But this is what my teacher told me. I said, I'm also a teacher. So what? So, inana, maminaw gina sila sa ilang mga teachers. Parents view time as an investment. Now, here's a short account. The famous British diplomat, Sir Charles Adam, wrote in his diary, after spending one day fishing with his son. Ang gibutang niya sa iyang diary, a wasted day. Years later, this diplomat's son became a very successful leader. When he looked at his diary and matched the date and record with that of his father's, the very successful son had written down, unsay gisulat niya, the greatest time of my life went fishing with my father. Pero sa iyang father, unsa? Wasted day. Can you imagine these things affecting them in their future lives? Second fault line is the absentee father. The father power of influence is crucially important in every home. It says here, if anyone or any factor influences the character development and emotional stability of an individual, it is the quality of the relationship he or she experiences as a child with both parents. So, dili pwede, nara si mama ni mo, or you put everything, responsibility sa nanay, and the father is not there. Father power is different from mother power. And your child needs both in order to develop properly. So it's nice to see both of them influencing the child to have a well and healthy emotional health. It says here, psychiatrist Irving Beckber had a 9-year study of homosexuals undergoing psychotherapy, declares he has never interviewed a homosexual who had a close relationship with his father. That's one effect. Another one, Bieler said, that studies of family background, both male and female homosexuals, uncover a very high occurrence of father deprivation. So when the father is not always there, the child will get more influence of whoever is there. Girls deprived of their fathers more likely to be boy crazy as they seek for a father figure. As a teacher, I have observed this. Sa mga estudyante are fan of boys, kanang mag-high school na sila. If you look into their history, they are the ones who are deprived of their father's attention. Wala na nato mahibaw nga ingon na anak gyud ay. Okay na, next. Lack of involvement with the child tend to decrease the child's analytical and productive thinking. So it says here, too many fathers are too busy to be with their families. Many do not know how to father because they what? They lack father model. Usually, kung unsay atong nadak-an, mapod na ang usa. Mapod na atong ihatag. They are present but no available and has little time for fathering. So, just give money and provide them with their needs, that's it. But there is a thing that is more than that. Lack of fathering produces social problem. A high dropout rate from high school, early marriage, having children outside of wedlock, and higher divorce rates and increased crime. Kung magbisita ka sa prisuhan, try to check the background of those who are inside. Kasagaran yun sa ila, those who are deprived of their father's relationship. What about the positive side? Increased intellectual ability. Children who have emotionally healthy, they have good intellectual ability. Children received a better generational background, positive modeling for their children, more positive attitude toward people around them because they are emotionally healthy. When a fathers, physically touches his son in a healthy way, there seems to be healing. So once in a while, you need to touch your children to tell them that you are important to them. Here is a self-evaluation for the fathers. Kamu na lang tubag ani, 0 to 10. 10 meaning you're almost perfect and 0 means you are failing. Number 1, a loving father is active in his fathering. What's your score? Second, a loving father makes time to be with his children. So fathers, ask yourselves, how much time do you spend with your children, and rate yourselves. Number 3, a loving father engages his children in conversation. No, children need to what? To have somebody to talk about their feelings and their desires. A loving father plays with his children. What's your score? What do you do that evokes fun and laughter for them? Do you make them happy? What games have you played with them? A loving father teaches values. How do you teach them? Do you value hard work, honesty, and kindness? What's your rate? Ask yourselves. 6, a loving father provides and protects his children the most basic level of fathering. 7, a loving father loves his children unconditionally. Unconditional love is the only true love. Kana bang ginikanan nga, I love you no matter what. Bisag makasala ang bata, bisag disiplinahon, but love is still there. Okay? So it says here, fathers, do not discourage your children. Combine affection with authority, kindness, and sympathy with firm restraint. Give some of your leisure hours to your children. Become acquainted with them. Associate with them in the work and in their sports. And win their confidence. Cultivate friendship with them, especially with your sons. In this way, you will be a good influence for good. This is a very strong statement for the fathers. Now let's come to miscommunication. Fault line number 3. Communication consists of words, your tone of your voice, and your body languages. Okay, so it says here, communication is not a barrage of talks. Sa maghisgot og communication, abi na to sigig sulti. No, it is empathizing, sending, and receiving signals, not merely exchanging words. Sometimes we misunderstand that. So communication is a skill that must be practiced at home regularly. What is said, what is meant, what is heard, and what is understood. With this, okay, so we will have these important things in about communication because this is very important in our homes. Okay. What are the deadly styles in communication at home? There is that commander-in-chief style. What is that commander-in-chief? Obey before you complain, no? The know-it-all. Kana bang ginikanan nga murag kaybaw na tanan. Nana mo istorya mga bata, may ngonta nga, ay ayaw na, kaybaw na ko sa imong nauna, pero wa baya to. The judge, or you will say, una biya ko sa duyan nimo. So I know those things. Sometimes, we are victims of this. Or the judge. Many of us are judges at home. Munay ingon sa mga bata, maayo pa kuno sa korte kay may hearing. Sa balay, walay hearing. Diretso kasuko, diretso bunal. And then we have the critic. People are always criticizing. Now look at this. These are the gunpowder words that we usually use at home. These are roadblocks to communication. Gunpowder words are the explosive words. Commanding, what else? We have put downs when we belittle, criticize, demean someone, or insult that family member. Another one is we use sarcasm. Pag-bi-bi bata. Using mockery to ridicule someone. Sometimes it's our way of punishing him. Or we want to manimalusta, so we use sarcasm. Let's be careful with that. Threatening. threats, intimidation, words to instill fear. This is very dangerous sa atong mga bata. If they're always afraid, they're always threatened, they will not be able to what? Make their own decision when parents are not there anymore. Labeling. Oh, ikaw tapulan jud ka. Ikaw bakakon jud ka. Or ikaw suka, those words. Overgeneralizing. Okay? Acting out of anger. Mo ni atong mga nawong usahay, masuko na sa atong mga anak. Impaired judgment communication. Breakdown, damage, trust. And this one is very common among couples. We blame. It's easy to blame. Accusatory tone, avoiding personal accountability, and assigning fault to someone for a negative outcome. Okay? The first duty of love is to what? Listen. Listening is an integral part of what? Communication. If you don't listen, you will be in trouble. Okay? So these are the things that we need to know. It says here, pick the right time to talk, forget the past, be positive, respect the home arrival, listen to your children, and communicate by touching. Now, these are hints. Unhappy family relationships are often the result of negative communication patterns. So, words are very important in our relationship. So, we have a good connection when we communicate well in our family. Now, we still have points that we need to remember. Forgetting discipline is another fault line. What is discipline? It should not be viewed as what? Punishment. It is a teaching process. Too many people confuse punishment and discipline. So, mo ni ang atong kinahanglan bantayan, no? It says here, just want to give the weeping may be necessary when other resorts fail, yet should not use the rod if it is possible to what? Avoid doing so. Discipline is the only way your kids grow up knowing right and wrong. Ayaw pag-ingon nga gamay pa, ayaw lag disiplinaha, unya na lag madako. Okay, guidelines. Be consistent. When you want them to do this, you should always be what? You should also do the right thing. Ayaw pag-ingon masuko ta, ayaw singgit. Unya kita mo singgit ta usahay. Ayaw pamakak, kita mamakak po ta usahay. Discipline, don't punish. And very important, parents, be unified in your approach. When Papa says no, Mama should also say no. Unya usahay ang mga lula mo, apil ba ya? Pag ingon sa'yo, no, ang lula may ingon nga, ayaw, kaluoy sa bata. Hala, oy, mga lula, oy, di na inyo anak. Control. Next is control your anger. Listen, before correcting them, go by yourself and ask the Lord to soften and subdue the hearts of your children. Do you still have time to pray and ask the Lord to subdue and to give you wisdom in dealing with them? But this is the most important thing to do. Be quick to forgive and offer another chance. Many times you will find that if you reason with them kindly, they will not need to be whipped. And such method of dealing will lead them to have confidence in you. Okay? We are ending. We are here in the social media. Nindot unta ni og taas-taas pa, but this, since we have no more time, this is very important for us to remember about the media since it's already here. It's here. What concerns most parents is the negative side of the social media. The pornography and the lewd and the immoral activities found on the net. So what will these parents do? First is you have to what? You have to, it's easier, we just finished this, know where your children are. In dealing with media, kinahanglan may bawaan nato atong mga anak. Dili kay pasagdan lang nato sila sa ilang ginahimo or unsa ang ilang ginatanaw. Number two, set good examples as parents in the use of technology and entertainment. Pero unsaon man na, unsa may makitaan sa mga bata. Keep internet access and TV only in public places. Be friends with your children and create time to play with them. If you don't create time to be with your children, then you are forcing them to be with their gadgets. So, it says here, parents, you have to what? Try to limit watching TV to less than 2 hours a day. Turn it off during meal times. Eat at the table rather in front of the TV. How I wish we had more time. We still have another fault line, and this is the next fault line is in our financial management. But since the time is up, we will have more of this. We will have more time next time. Tomorrow, I will be dealing about the husband and wife relationship. It will be tuning up with to your partner's needs. So, I hope the little presentation tonight has given us and has opened our minds and has enriched us in the way we handle our children. Yes, we need to bring our children to heaven and our family members. Thank you.